Welcome back, tribe. Have one here from Man Guy saying she instantly regrets leaving her husband because she thought she had options. The grass is always greener till they step over the fence and see there's nothing there.
You gotta what?
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry.
Of course you did.
Just pulled up to my ex-husband, just pulled up to my house in a brand new truck. And I'm not really sure if I'm sad about it or if I'm mad about it. There's a little bit of both happening there because a brand new truck really mattered more to this man than his marriage.
All right, if you guys haven't seen the most delusional set of TikToks that I have ever seen, then I'm about to show you. So that creator recently had a video go viral where she was talking to people about how her husband came to her out of the blue and asked for a divorce.
Shocked that my husband just came home from work one day and decided that he's going to up and leave the family and has left me in a position where I have to find a way to save my house.
So she makes a follow-up video where she's talking about how her ex-husband just pulled up in a brand new truck and how, you know, he's actually saving her. She's totally not that mad, though.
The ex-husband just pulled up to my house in a brand new truck. And I'm not really sure if I'm sad about it or if I'm mad about it. There's a little bit of both happening there because a brand new truck really mattered more to this man than his marriage and his dog.
Do you see how insufferable these women are? Why do you get married to women like this in the West? Why do you even invest in a coffee date, let alone a walk or a whole... Everything you're doing for them is completely useless, man. Go overseas, get yourself a friendly, fit, feminine woman. She'll love to cook and clean for you. She'll love to have your kids. She'll love to let you lead the family as long as you're capable, as long as you show you're competent. That's all they're looking for overseas. Avoid the capitals with the degenerates that resemble anything like this. Do you imagine? She thinks her man came home out of the blue, just asked for a divorce, as if she didn't have any part in it. Look how insufferable these people are.
I mean, if he wants to be the loser that lives in an apartment with a brand new car, then by all means be my guest. All he's doing is showing me that he really was a financial burden on me and that I should not keep him around.
But you can clearly tell in the video, this girl is not right in the head. So at one point, she had the comments on, and all of the comments were filled with essentially saying like, oh my God, I could see why the guy picked the truck. Let's help this man out. Like, let's get him out of debt. Peace is priceless, you know. So she makes a sequence of TikToks after that where she just keeps going on these, you know, incoherent rants about like her husband and how you guys are paying her bills, you know, you're paying her bills. Thing was, in her original video where she first talked about how her husband out of the blue came up to her and was like, oh yeah, I want a divorce or whatever. She's basically saying, I'm in the creator fund, guys. Help me save my house. That's what she says.
Here we are. I'm going to tell you the story. But here's the deal. I am in the creator fund. And if 35 million people watch this, TikTok will pay to save my house.
But then in one of her comeback TikToks, she like openly admits that she wakes up at like 11 in the morning. And then somebody leaves a comment saying like, you're clearly like not very hardworking because you're waking up at 11 in the morning and you're telling us that you're going to lose your house. And this is her response to that.
I don't think I will grow up and get a real job because that sounds really exhausting and like something I don't want to do, especially when I don't have to, because apparently it's super easy to get men to leave comments on my stuff.
Your husband was a financial burden on you. Let's not go there. Lazy, empowered boss babe.
I always find it so funny when I see people getting triggered by like people in the comment section and they say the same line that she does. She'll be like, guys, you're paying my bills right now. Why am I even going to get a job when I could get
disgusting
100 views, 1,800 views? That's clearly paying for my mortgage. For those who don't know, yes, we make money from TikTok, but I can guarantee you, you are not making any money with views like that. But this was one of the most perfect examples of watching a delusional person just get more and more delusional as time goes on. Because she literally says in one of her videos, I'm the one winning because I'm in the house that I can barely afford and I have to rely on TikTok to pay for. And he's got this massive truck payment. So I'm the one winning. Girl, he won. He does. I'm sure he would rather live in a little shack than have to live with you in a mansion. I can tell from the 50, I feel like I'm too close to you and I'm just seeing you through a screen. But yeah, this is why you shouldn't rant on TikTok and put stuff on social media when you're going through traumatic experiences. Because now
that's probably some of those disgusting, soul-sucking personalities you could possibly live with. I hope that dude got out alive with his wallet intact, or as intact as he possibly could. My man's breathing a sigh of relief. New life with the new truck. Hopefully he's happy, because damn, imagine years upon years of being mentally abused and battered by such a nagging, low energy, negative Nancy of a wife. Probably using sex, weaponizing everything, treating him like shit, dead bedrooms, practically roommate mentality. Gross. Never, ever, ever get married in the West. There's absolutely no reason for it. Most of these women can't cook and clean. They're not feminine. They're raised without fathers. All they know how to do is spread their legs and cause headaches. Avoid them.
Now, she's branded as insane for the rest of her life.
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry because
What
I
happened?
was too hot. I was thinking I was and had options, and I did,
But,
but they wasn't good options.
I
ended up losing a man that I would call 3:00 in the morning because I wanted to cuddle, and this man was coming town to see me. You know what I mean? 3:00 in the morning. What man you know doing that? I had a man that knew me and my son was in the house hot as fuck. He went out of his way and spent $300 on getting me and my baby a air conditioner to put.
You got with a single mother. This is what awaits you when you get with these kinds of women. Going out of his way, coming over at 3 a.m. to cuddle her. This is simp activities, but for the men listening, for the former simps, I can explain to you what happens in the comments. Everything you do will never be appreciated. Her son will never be your son. You aren't the real father. You have no real authority, but you have all the responsibility. He's fixing their air conditioning, making sure they're feeling good. And what does he get in the end? A woman that thinks she can still do better for him than him. Okay.
Put in our house. And me and that man ended up hitting a rough patch in our relationship.
Rough patch.
I decided to go seek,
Other men.
because I thought they was better.
Wow. So just to run that back, she had a man who would drop everything at 3:00 in the morning just to come by and cuddle with her. And not only cared for her, but also cared for the well-being of her child because they was in this hot house. And he went and got an air conditioner for them so that they wouldn't have to worry about that heat. Sounds like somebody who really cared about this woman. Let's continue.
And, at the time, dealing with it and being in the midst of it, it might have seemed like it was better. It might have seemed like, yeah, this is a lot better. But, after it's all said and done, that wasn't better. You know why? Because that man that I was supposed to marry wouldn't have had me dealing with my pregnancy alone. He wouldn't have left me out to go to every single appointment by myself. He wouldn't have had me in a delivery room by myself, giving birth to not one, but 2 babies at one time. That man wouldn't have missed his kid's first birthday. That man wouldn't have not seen his kids in over a year in person.
So describing her baby daddy, which is a deadbeat. Spread her legs, unprotected sex with a man that doesn't give a shit about you. Common modern woman W.
That man wouldn't have fed me bull and lies and excuses on why he couldn't be there or why he can't show up. He would have made a way.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I just say all of this to say, like, you really don't know what you got until it's gone. And you really don't know the value of things until it's gone. And I'm not even trying to bash my baby father or anything like that, or
But proceeds to bash him.
But it's like, if I had known better at the time and I wasn't so young, dumb, and full of, I wouldn't have did that, If I had known better, I would have done better.
Woo. So that goes to say, just because you hit a rough patch in your relationship, unless it's something that's irreparable, I'd say try to work it out. We all have our flaws and we may have disagreements, but instead of going through the...
I bet you nothing's irreparable beyond cheating. She probably didn't like the way that guy wanted to parent or put his foot down on the way she was spending money. We got a family here. You got 2 kids. We should watch how we're spending money. Is he coming home to home cooked meals? Is he getting the Glock 9000? Is she taking care of him in every way imaginable to let him know that she appreciates what he's doing for her and her babies? Not even his kids. They have lost all humility, 0 character, and had the audacity after a rough patch to go back to some strange D. Ridiculous.
storm, she decided to go with her options. And look how that turned out.
Yeah.
It's like she got
Pumped and
pregnant
dumb.
again with twins. No help at all. He didn't come to the doctor's appointments. He didn't show up when she needed him. I guarantee you she couldn't call on him at 3:00 in the morning and expect him to be there. And she threw away a
So if that is the case, she left the good man, got pumped and dumped by a Tyrone, got pregnant with twins. Tyrone bailed and said, later, you're for the streets. You left your man because you got in a little argument. He knew better. You're low value in his eyes. And now you either got one set of twins and an older child or just the twins. We don't know what that story is, where it's going, but geez, neither scenario is good.
Because of a disagreement.
Modern women.
And every day I'm working towards trying to forgive myself for that because he didn't deserve that. And you know, women make mistakes too. It really ain't all the men that out here that be cheating and lying and, you know, doing stuff like that. Like women have babies on men too. And I'm sadly one of them. But I love my kids with everything in me. And I wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world. But I just wished I would have picked a better father for them.
This has to be heartbreaking. This is a reminder that sometimes we don't realize the value of what we have until we've lost it. The good man that she had was ready to be there for her, to support her emotionally, probably in other ways too.
Ladies, if a man gives you a ring and proposes marriage to you, it's because he's done playing the fields. He's done trying to get all the ladies. He's maybe balding a little bit. He can't get the ladies anymore. So now he has to settle down. And settling down means finding somebody who's available that likes him enough to put up with his shit.
What in
and
the
then
world?
he makes you feel special with a ring. He just needs access to a woman's body for the rest of his life. He can't go out and play.
Prostitutes, sugar babies, low self-esteem young women. Honestly, there's millions to choose from. We live in a degraded, hedonistic society that's pumping out broken young 20-year-olds at a record rate. It's not hard to get a woman to want you. You could play the sugar daddy thing for as long as you want. You're well in your 60s. Situationships are the norm now. Girls are openly spreading their legs for a car note to get paid, more for the rent to get paid, for absolutely basics, a purse, some shoes. What are you talking about? Why would a man want to settle down with you? A man's going to settle down with a woman he truly finds attractive and wants to start a family with. It's that simple. Unfortunately, a lot of women, once they pass the wall, those guys disappear. So you're meeting these booger level men, these cubicle Carls that got not much going for them, unfortunately, below average in a woman's eyes. And she refuses to accept that the once bad boy she used to chase, the man with all the options, doesn't want them anymore. So she's describing a man that's on the lower end of the SMV spectrum. And she doesn't like that she's being settled for with a man that doesn't really have options. And that he's balding a little and out of shape and not much of a looker. And he's ready to settle down and have a family. Yeah, because all those hot dudes, all the top 5%ers, they're enjoying playing the field or they're already wifed up with absolute dimes.
The field and get the women he used to. So now he'll get married because marriage is making sure you have it because it's getting a little scary out there when I can't pick up these ladies. So I better settle down and get married. Marriage for a man.
That's a woman's mentality. I can't pick up these hot dudes anymore and I got to settle down and get married before I have to face my consequences permanently. Let me get a beta Bob to bail me out of my life's mistakes.
And it's just maintaining access to a lady's body to make it.
No, marriage is a woman just maintaining access to a man's wallet for life. Really what it is.
Sure, they always have access to that because they need it. Because they will go crazy without access to a lady's body. They're extremely borny all the way up until the day they die. Just borny. So marriage is to make sure that you stay and sleep in his bed and he always has access to a lady's body. He's done trying to find like what kind of hot lady I can get. That was cool. Now what other kind of hot lady I can get? He can't get the hot women anymore. So he's settling down and getting married to you. It's not an honor. It's not an accomplishment.
No, your perspective needs some retooling. You're the woman that's getting settled for. You're getting lower quality men. Any guy worth his salt would not look your way. You're being replaced by young 20-something-year-olds. It is what it is. You got to accept the game.
You're literally just a free Bex worker when you get married.
One thing I hear from men is that after the marriage, after the kids, the women change.
Again, I never did buy the she was an angel. and then one day she was a demon spawn. I don't buy that. Mm-hmm. It's there. They didn't test her. I tell men all the time, you have to test women. See if she's even this vindictive. Just the tiniest amount of vindictiveness early on tells you that vindictiveness will be multiplied by 1,000,000 down the road, once the infatuation's over, ask her or tell her no to something. If she wants to go see a movie, just say, no, I'm not into it tonight. And then you watch very carefully what she does. Does she get huffy about it? Can she handle a no? Can she handle a no to not spending money? Does she want something? I want a 3-carat diamond, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What does she behave like then? She'll tell you who she is.
Mm-hmm.
She'll show you. Is that the setup she wants? Because if that's what she wants and that's what you're providing, there's two problems. There's her and there's you.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't buy these guys that say, oh, she perfect, just everything. And then we got married and all of a sudden she was a different person.
That's a fact. Women show you all their red flags. Men usually ignore them because of sex.
Men don't divorce. They simply just cheat. And this is why you should never fall in love with a taken man, especially a married one. Reason one is because
What in the world?
He's not leaving.
So what am I hearing? So fucking a married man, not a problem. Falling in love with him is a problem. Never fall in love, ladies, with a married man, but absolutely spread your legs and keep fucking all of them. And then they have the audacity to say like, oh man, dude, is cheat. Who are they cheating with? Look at this advice.
Walk away from a marriage. This is why 80% of divorce filings have to be done by the woman. She is the one that has to say, I'm done. I can't take this anymore. Most men are okay living in a miserable marriage. This is why they will escape through cheating. This is why they will have something on the side to escape from their miserable life. They would rather cheat than divorce. And this is because a lot of men deal with chronic codependency. They cannot be alone. And this is why they don't understand when women.
God damn, how could you be so clueless on what long-term relationship and marriage is actually like? Men are codependent. Do you know how many men have suffered in silent marriages? Do you know how many men try to bring up the conversation if they're not getting emotional investment from their women? You should talk to strippers. Go to a strip club and talk to them, or prostitutes, and talk. Ask them why their men step out of their marriage. It's crazy how much they say, you make me feel the things my wife used to when we first met. My wife treats me like a roommate. My wife doesn't show me any emotional intimacy. It's wild. If you've ever talked to them, they'll tell you this is the vast majority of men. I really love my wife. I really love my family. I don't want to break it up, but my wife is not catering to my emotional needs. Men will sacrifice their emotional happiness to keep their families intact. Women won't. Women will destroy their families in order for them to gain perceived emotional happiness. Hence, jumping on some strange D, falling in love, getting pumped and dumped. That guy doesn't want to commit because she's married. Obviously, that's a garbage option for him long term. She already cheated on her husband, has no value for her vows, and is a complete turnoff for men. For fun, great, but they always get attached. So when that woman tries to do the whole branch swinging, gets an attitude with the husband while she's been cheating for months, maybe years, gets the divorce finalized, tries to jump ship with the other guy and get serious, what are we conversation? The other guy goes, absolutely nothing. You're married. And then we see her crying on TikTok.
Choose to be single because for most of them, they would never be alone. They would rather be miserable with someone than single dealing with themselves. And that is sad. So when you choose to entertain him, you actually make it easier for him to stay in his relationship because he'll have his little thing on the side and it'll make him feel better about the miserable relationship that he is in. Reason two, y'all know when Glorilla said, I ain't got no ninja and a ninja ain't got me. Well, you won't have a ninja, but he will have you. So he will be taken and unavailable for you, but he will believe that you need to be single and only for him. So therefore, he will keep you out of the dating market. This is called being selfish. This is not called love. How can you say somebody truly loves you if they're being...
These people are telling on themselves, look, imagine the kind of men she's dating. Imagine the kind of men she's picking, the kind of men she finds attractive. You have a type, sis, and he's been busting down your guts and breaking your heart, pumping and dumping you, borrowing the Nissan, peeling out, making them tires balder and balder, not filling up on gas, taking your credit card out for purchases. You've been funding his lifestyle. The D was impeccable. You could not get over it. I'm going to be the one that changes him. Turns out he's talking to 5 other hoes. Oopsies, you're just one of 6. And the rotation keeps on rotating. Enjoy the ride.
inconsiderate towards you, and they're only thinking about what benefits them.
Wow.
This is why it never works out with a man that's already taken, because he's doing all the winning and the women that he's dealing with is doing all the losing. A man that wants you all to himself while he can only give you crumbs is abusive, and we need to call it as it is. Number 3.
What are we going to call a woman that's knowingly sleeping with a married man? This shit is wild. Dude, the mentality is beyond broken. This is toxic. These are beyond red flag. You should absolutely blacklist people that have this kind of mentality. Don't waste your time dealing with anybody that thinks anything remotely close to this. They're toxic for a relationship. They're never going to be happy. And even when you do all the right things, they're still going to chastise you for a perceived ill against them. Doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do. Some people are beyond broken and never deserve to be in a relationship or married. Don't deserve to call themselves a wife. Anything. It is what it is.
You will eventually find out why the wife doesn't want to deal with him. See, they're going to give you this sob story, this little sad story of they're not being treated right. They're not getting emotional, their sensual needs met. They're going to give you all of that, right? The more you deal with them, the longer you will realize why that woman doesn't want to deal with them.
Speaking from experience?
They'll eventually show themselves. So all them little sob stories they gave you about they're just such a good man and they're being mistreated, they're not being taken care of. I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes that is true, but an actual good man will never put you in a circumstance of you wasting your life and your time while he's entertaining something else. A good man won't do that. A good man will say, let me go through my separation and my divorce.
What in the world? I can't believe what I'm hearing. And a good woman talking to a man that's married? What is she a good woman? Is that even, what? Okay.
And then we can get to know each other.
It's getting worse every year.
Eventually, you will start to hate him for the same reasons that his wife hated him for. Give it some time. Dealing with a taken man is ultimately dealing with emotionally unavailable, lack of self-awareness, codependent, selfish, narcissist,
projecting
male. Avoid it at all points. I would highly recommend that you avoid that unless you want your time wasted, your emotions played with, and to be constantly disrespected and left with the crumbs.
Tell us more about your life.
Women spend 30, 40 years being somebody's side chick mystery woman.
Your mama?
Don't be that woman.
Okay.
See the signs. If he's unavailable or taken, baby, hit the road. Hit the road. So this is the final look. I did take the corset off just because this, it's daytime. It was too much. But to sum it all up, this is why we can't be too impressed with long-term marriages. That's usually mainly raggedy, but people just been sticking into it. But also commitment from men, because a commitment from a man means nothing if there's not action, if there's not honor and respect and integrity behind that commitment. Quiet as it's kept, a lot of men will commit to you already planning to cheat on you. They'll commit to you just so they can cheat in peace, baby. But we'll talk about that.
What? What is going on? You're going to commit a lifelong vow to a woman just so you could cheat in peace. How damaged can you possibly be? If you want to smash multiple women, what the fuck? Why would you get married in the first place? Why would you commit in the first place? Just sleep around. Just be an eternal bachelor. Wow, dude. Talk about losing a grip on reality. This guy said 3 minutes of listening to her voice and I want to divorce her too. Women posting their L's on TikTok. Gotta love it. Never stay with the woman who counts intimacy as something she does for you, because what she's saying is that she actually doesn't like you. She sees sex with you as a chore, not something she wants as well. Oh yeah, if your woman ever weaponized sex ever in your relationship, you're done. You've got a glimpse into her mentality from day one in your relationship that she was using sex to manipulate you into doing what she wanted. It's hard to see because you're a little horn toad and you're a man. And Sometimes we think with the little guy downstairs, not with the big brain upstairs. And you may be deep in it and the sunk cost fallacy hits you. But I'm telling you, man, for the sake of your relationship, your woman ever weaponizes fun in the bedroom, you got to put a hard boundary and say, if being intimate with me is a chore and you use that as a bargaining chip to get me to do what you want for this relationship, I consider that abusive. I don't selectively choose when to protect you, when to provide for you. I don't selectively make you pay the bills if you've been a good girl or not. I do my duty as a man day in and day out. You're supposed to do your duty as a woman. Now, if you've lost attraction with me and you've turned it into a chore that you feel like you have to do, please let me know so we can divorce. I'm not wasting another day in investing in you or this relationship. And that's simple, boys. You have to deal with the financial repercussions in the West because you chose to get married under a corrupt system. But for everybody else that got married overseas or all that, you obviously already know you are in far more advantageous positions than the guys over in the West. So let me know what you guys think. We'll see you on the next one.